Integrated Coastal Defense, the defense of Taiwan by Fujian soldiers.
In the 22nd year of Emperor Kangxi's reign, 1683, during the Qing dynasty, an official memorial presented to him prompted the establishment of an integrated Fujian to Taiwan coastal defense system as part of the military deployments for Taiwan. Who was the author of this memorial? It was the well-known general Shi Lang. He vividly described Taiwan as a pivotal strategic location that connects the regions south of the Yangtze River in the north and the Nanling Mountains in the south. His argument, abandoning Taiwan will undoubtedly breed great calamity, whereas keeping it will surely safeguard the border region, offered a comprehensive analysis of Taiwan's strategic importance. This very memorial ultimately influenced Emperor Kangxi's decision to establish an integrated Fujian to Taiwan coastal defense system as part of his military strategy for Taiwan. Due to its growing attention toward Taiwan, the Qing government introduced a rotating military service system on the island. The Green Standard Army soldiers from the mainland were deployed to garrison Taiwan on a rotating basis, with each deployment lasting 3 years. These garrison soldiers were individual servicemen who were transferred from Fujian battalions and stationed in Taiwan under the command of the regional commander of Taiwan Town. Soldiers from the 3 major garrison bases in Ming'an, Dongshan, and Qingyu in Fujian took turns in their duty of garrisoning Taiwan. This rotating military service system ultimately became a special channel for the regular and fixed point migration of military personnel between Fujian and Taiwan. However, the fervent desire of foreign powers to invade Taiwan outpaced the Qing government's awakening to the situation. Drawing lessons from the Mudan incident to the Sino-French War, the Qing government came to realize that coastal defense held a far greater importance than previously perceived. Taiwan played a crucial role in the overall coastal defense, and relying solely on support from Fujian was significantly inadequate. Consequently, the Qing court convened an internal discussion on strengthening the coastal defense, with Taiwan being one of the central topics. Imperial Commissioner Zuo Zongtang, who concurrently oversaw Fujian's military affairs, presented 2 memorials analyzing the strategic significance of Taiwan as the gateway to the 7 provinces with overarching importance. He reviewed all Taiwan-related proposals from the past decade, including proposals of having the Fujian provincial governor stationed in Taiwan, simultaneously governing Fujian and Taiwan, appointing a high-ranking official for Taiwan, and establishing Taiwan as an independent province. He then recommended that the Fujian provincial governor be renamed as the Taiwan provincial governor, with the responsibility for managing all matters concerning Taiwan and Penghu. Special personnel should be assigned to handle government affairs, which will significantly enhance the effective administration of Taiwan's defense. Therefore, Liu Mingchuan, who had experienced a long period of unemployment, was appointed as the Taiwan provincial governor and spearheaded the modernization efforts on the island.
Liu Mingchuan, the father of Taiwan's modernization. This is a memorial presented by Governor Liu Mingchuan of Taiwan Province on lunar January 22 during the 40th year of Emperor Guangxu's reign regarding the initiation date for the newly issued official seal of the Taiwan Provincial Governorate. This not only serves as the proof of the start of modern provincial governances in Taiwan, but also represents the most compelling evidence of the unbreakable bonds between Fujian and Taiwan in all circumstances. In fact, Liu Mingchuan declined the appointment as Taiwan provincial governor at first. Why? Before this, Fujian province was responsible for funding, supplies, and military equipment for Taiwan. Taiwan could not immediately support itself as an independent province. To address Liu's concern, Emperor Guangxu issued a special decree emphasizing that though Taiwan becomes an independent province, it should maintain a close connection with Fujian. During Liu Mingchuan's 7-year term as the governor, Taiwan witnesses a remarkable surge in its annual financial revenue, soaring from 900,000 taels to 3 million taels. This accomplishment earned Liu Mingchuan the title the father of Taiwan's modernization. He led the construction of Taiwan's first ever railroad, a project entirely financed and organized by China, with all associated rights and interests under Chinese control. Moreover, he supervised the establishment of China's first undersea cable connecting Tansu Harbor in Taiwan to Chuanshi Island in Fuzhou, ensuring uninterrupted telecommunications between Taiwan and the mainland ever since. From the illumination of Taiwan's first electric line to Liu Mingchuan's enduring legacy of strengthening cross-strait ties, we continue the shaping of cross-strait memories, with both you and I contributing to the ongoing narrative of the cross-strait history. The Untold Stories of Kenting, Taiwan. I'm sure that, like me, many of you will naturally associate Kenting in Taiwan with thousands of sunshine, sandy beaches, and ocean waves. As you imagine riding the waves in the Pacific Ocean, why not take a moment to listen to the untold stories of this place? Kenting is located on the Hengchun Peninsula, the southernmost tip of Taiwan. The primary township of Hengchun is the best preserved Asian town in Taiwan. Its population mainly consists of Hokkien, Teochew, and Hakka communities, along with the Lukai, Paiwan, Amis, and other indigenous Taiwanese peoples. It's a town with the strongest tropical vibe on the island. However, Hengchun, renowned for its sunny climate, experienced quite a different atmosphere in 1874. Fueled by wide ambition, the newly reformed Japan, in the wake of the Meiji Restoration, launched an unexpected invasion into Hengchun under the pretext of the murder of Japanese nationals. This incident, known as the Mudang Incident, shook the entire nation of China. Despite the Japanese army's defeat, the Qing government remained watchful of the impending threat. In the first year of Emperor Guangxu's reign during the late Qing era, Shen Baozhen, the viceroy of Mingzhe, oversaw the construction of Hengchun. This marked the beginning of the development history of Taiwan's southern peninsula. To reinforce coastal defense, Shen Baozhen, a native of Fujian province, initiated the opening up the mountains and pacifying the aboriginals campaign in Taiwan. This included the expansion of administrative divisions, city construction, and the proposal for laying undersea cables connecting Xiamen and Taiwan. These efforts significantly contributed to both the defense and development of Taiwan. 1876 saw the completion of Taiwan's first Western-style battery. The battery was designed by two French engineers with previous experience at the Maui shipbuilding plant. Over 6 million bricks were used to construct the battery, which had the capacity to accommodate 1,500 people. Shen Baozhen personally inscribed 8 characters, signifying the solitary rock in a turbulent stream and internal golden castle. Despite the passage of over a century, the weather-beaten ancient town of Hengchun continues to stand resilient. The historical resistance stands as a testament, safeguarding the memories of both sides of the Taiwan Strait. Let's join forces to chronicle the Short Coast Strait history. The ferry routes for enduring commerce and trade. Since ancient times, Fujian and Taiwan have enjoyed a mutually advantageous trading relationship. In the 23rd year of Emperor Kangxi's reign during the Qing dynasty, the ferry route from Du'ermen in Tainan to Xiamen was established, serving as the only connection between Taiwan and the mainland during that era. Please follow me on a journey back to the port of Xiamen 300 years ago. The port of Xiamen, with its surrounding areas, was the official port, or the legal port, designated by the Qing government for voyages to Taiwan. From the 23rd year of Emperor Kangxi's reign to the 48th year of Emperor Qianlong's reign, the only ferry route connecting Xiamen and Du'ermen in Tainan pioneered the cross-strait trade for a century. As Taiwan continued to develop, its demands increased accordingly. While the cultivation of each new place, there were new needs for a port to exchange supplies with the mainland. Consequently, more and more ports were established, resulting in a corresponding expansion of ferry routes. In the 49th year of Emperor Qianlong's reign, a ferry route was established, connecting the Lukan port in Changhua with the Hanjiang port in Jinjiang, Quanzhou Prefecture, Fujian. Additionally, in the 57th year of Emperor Qianlong's reign, ferry routes were established connecting the Baliben port in Tamsui Sub-Prefecture with Hanjiang and Fuzhou's Wuhumen, respectively. Hanjiang is situated in the Quanzhou Bay. A voyage from Hanjiang to Lukan used to take just 1 day and 1 night. These two ports had the shortest straight line distance between Fujian and Taiwan at that time. Following the establishment of the Hanjiang-Lukan ferry route, the Qing government set up the Hanjiang Coastal Defense Department in this region to govern the affairs related to the ferry to Taiwan of the Quanzhou Prefecture's 5 counties. This historical site is commemorated by the ferry route monument in Hanjiang, Quanzhou. Even today, the monument stands as a symbol of the enduring trade between both sides of the Taiwan Strait. The spreading of Zhu school of Confucianism in Taiwan by Fujian educators.
During the Song and Yuan dynasties, as people from Fujian migrated to Penghu and Taiwan, they brought with them traditional Chinese culture, which took root and flourished in Taiwan. The origins of Confucianism in Taiwan can be traced back to the Mingzheng period. It inherited the Confucian traditions of the Southern Ming, which emphasized the study of classical texts and the practical knowledge of managing state affairs. In the late Ming and early Qing periods, numerous scholars from southern Fujian followed Zheng Chenggong to migrate to Taiwan. They made a living by teaching Confucian classics and historical works. In the Qing dynasty, the establishment and organization of Confucian education at various levels in Taiwan were managed by local officials from Fujian. The majority of Confucian education scholars, instructors, and teachers in Taiwan's prefectures and counties were also from Fujian. Additionally, a significant number of educators in Taiwan's institutions like academies, private schools, and free schools were also natives of Fujian. For example, the Taiwan Academy was modeled after the Aofeng Academy, the highest education institution in Fujian at that time. Similarly, two of the most esteemed free schools in Taiwan, the Zhishan Wenchang Temple Free School and the Banqiao Daguan Free School, were founded and overseen by Fujian's local gentry. The operational rules and regulations of these schools were mainly based on those of free schools in Fujian. In the process of establishing Confucian education in the prefectures and counties of Taiwan, officials dispatched from Fujian played a pivotal role. They stressed education and took proactive measures to set up new Confucian schools or renovate existing ones. With the socio-economic development and population growth in Taiwan, the island underwent rapid expansion of culture and educational initiatives. This led to an increase in the number of prefectures and counties in Taiwan, accompanied by a corresponding rise in the establishment of official schools. The Qing dynasty marked an era of the development of Confucianism, and the revival of the school of Master Zhu in Fujian during the early Qing period had a direct impact on Taiwan. Educational inscription and academic regulations in Taiwan reflected the commitment to preserving and advancing the school of Master Zhu's legacy. The influence of this school lasted until the reign of Emperor Guangxu.
First Academy of Taiwan. As the fourth largest city in Taiwan, Tainan was once the seat of government for Taiwan Prefecture during the early Qing period. Many cultural relics and historical sites from that era still stand to this day. Today, please join me in exploring the Tainan Confucian Temple, renowned as the first academy of Taiwan. Completed in 1666, the Tainan Confucian Temple is the first Confucian temple established in Taiwan. It also stands as the inaugural institution of higher learning in Taiwan following the island's recovery by Zheng Chenggong. The construction of the Tainan Confucian Temple represented the formal introduction of Confucianism to Taiwan. This milestone marked the commencement of a new era in Taiwan's educational history, enabling the spreading of traditional Chinese culture across the island. In the process of educational integration, Taiwan's involvement in the imperial examination system was closely intertwined with Fujian from the very beginning. Taiwanese candidates were often registered as natives of Fujian province. Those who succeeded in provincial level or the highest imperial examinations had their names listed under the Fujian province category. Taiwan was once administered as part of Fujian province, and Taiwanese scholars were required to journey to Fuzhou to participate in the Fujian provincial examination. Among the scholars from Taiwan who traveled to Fuzhou for the examination, there were several notable and renowned figures, including Lian Heng, Xu Nanying, Qiu Fengjia, Wang Chunyuan, and others. From more than a century ago, when Taiwanese scholars journeyed to Fujian for examinations to today's ongoing exchange between students from both sides of the Taiwan Strait, this signifies the lasting influence of Chinese culture and the shared cultural heritage of Fujian and Taiwan. Fellow candidates in the Imperial examination. Today, please follow me on a tour of Sanfang Qixiang, or 3 lanes and 7 alleys in Fuzhou. It's a place where visitors often hear the saying, "One block of Sanfang Qixiang equals half of China's modern history." In the Huang Alley, there is an old residence closely associated with Taiwan, the Fuzhou Taiwan Guild Hall. This building served as lodging for Taiwanese scholars when they traveled to Fuzhou to take part in the Fujian provincial examination and the metropolitan examination in the capital. Taiwan was once administered as part of Fujian province in the Qing dynasty, and Taiwanese scholars were required to journey to Fuzhou to participate in the Fujian provincial examination. In the process of educational integration, Taiwan's involvement in the imperial examination system was closely intertwined with Fujian from the very beginning. Taiwanese candidates were often registered as natives of Fujian province. Those who succeeded in provincial level on the highest imperial examinations had their names listed under the Fujian province category. As part of the preferential policies for Taiwanese candidates, aside from the Fuzhou Taiwan Guild Hall, the Qing Court also reserved special admission quotas for Taiwanese scholars in the Fujian provincial examination. In the 26th year of Emperor Kangxi's reign, the Qing government encouraged Taiwanese students by introducing a separate serial number for them in the Fujian provincial examination and allocating extra admission quotas for successful candidates from Taiwan. In that year, the efforts paid off when Su E, a scholar from Fengshan County in Taiwan Prefecture, became the first successful candidates in a provincial level imperial examination from Taiwan. By the time of Emperor Guangxu's reign, after nearly 2 centuries of promoting education, literary culture had flourished in Taiwan range. In each provincial examination section, there were as many as over 800 Taiwanese candidates, with over 20 of them traveling to the capital via Fuzhou to participate in the metropolitan examination. Among these scholars from Taiwan who traveled to Fuzhou for the examination, there were several notable and renowned figures. They grew into political and cultural elites in Taiwan, exerting a significant influence on the rejuvenation of Chinese culture and advancement of national reunification. Petition of 5 Taiwanese examination candidates.
On July 25, 1894, Japan launched a sudden attack on the Qing forces in Korea, compelling the Qing government to enter the war. This marked the beginning of the Sino-Japanese War. On March 13, in the 21st year of Emperor Guangxu's reign, the Qing government, bearing a deep sense of resentment, signed the Treaty of Shimonoseki with Japan. On April 22, 1895, Fuzhou General Qing Yu sent a telegram to the Imperial Court, vehemently stating that the cession of Taiwan is absolutely unacceptable, and urging envoys from all nations to objectively evaluate the situation and promptly revoke the earlier decisions. 5 Taiwanese individuals, namely Wang Chunyuan, Luo Xiuhui, Huang Zongdi, Ye Tiyan, and Li Qingqi, who were preparing for the highest imperial examination in the capital, jointly submitted a petition letter to the censorate. In their letter, they emphasized that the cession of Taiwan would not only endanger the 7 coastal provinces, but also jeopardize the capital's security. They lamented that the cession of the island would be akin to a baby losing his loving mother, a sorrow so profound it cannot be fathomed for Taiwanese, and expressed their determination to fight Japanese invaders to the death, asserting that rather than being born as a surrendered captive, we would prefer to die as righteous Chinese. This is the historic petition of 5 Taiwanese examination candidates. The 50 years of Japanese colonial rule over Taiwan were also a period marked by the resistance of both the Fujian and Taiwanese people against the Japanese colonial occupation of the island. During the resistance activities by Taiwan compatriots, Fujian provided substantial support in terms of financial assistance, arms and ammunition, and personnel. After the brutal suppression of large-scale armed uprisings by Japanese colonial authorities, many Taiwanese counter-Japanese activists sought refuge in Fujian to persist in their resistance against the Japanese colonial regime. In the annals of China's resistance against foreign invasions, the unity and determination of people from Fujian and Taiwan in repelling foreign invaders represent an epic that deeply moved everyone.
Resistance against Japanese and national salvation efforts by Taiwan volunteers. In 1895, the Qing government was compelled to sign the Treaty of Shimonoseki with Japan, a treaty of national betrayal and humiliation that led to the cession of Taiwan to Japan. Following Japan's occupation of Taiwan, numerous Taiwan compatriots, driven by their love for their homeland, actively participated in resistance activities. However, they encountered suppression and persecution from the Japanese colonial authorities. Some, unable to tolerate Japanese discrimination and oppression, returned to the mainland to pursue education, business opportunities, and careers in medicine for their livelihood. By the early 1930s, tens of thousands of Taiwan compatriots had settled in Fujian. After the May 4th movement, numerous aspiring young people from Taiwan returned to the mainland. Embracing the belief that to save Taiwan, we must first save the motherland, they took an active part in the revolutionary movement on the mainland. In 1939, Li Youbang, a Taiwanese major general of the Kuomintang, who was a second-phase graduate from the Huangpu Military Academy, established the Taiwan Volunteers and the Taiwan Children's League in the Wuyi Mountains, Fujian Province. Based in the Wuyi Mountains, these organizations provide training for a significant number of Taiwanese youth who later remained steadfast in their resistance against the Japanese invasions in eastern Zhejiang, southern Zhejiang, and southern Fujian. Many Taiwan compatriots living scattered in southern Fujian flocked to the base upon receiving the news, leading to a significant increase in the number of members from 108 to over 1,500. It was an officially authorized military unit composed of Taiwanese compatriots. Directly engaged in China's resistance against the Japanese invasions, it has the greatest influence and the longest duration. With their patriotic spirit and heroic deeds in defense of the homeland, the force of Taiwan volunteers represents a memorial to the war of resistance in China that was jointly constructed by people from both sides of the Taiwan Strait. General Li Youbang left a two-character inscription, Fujian, on the cliff and the South Putuo Temple in Xiamen. This inscription served as a profound testament to show destiny of compatriots on both sides of the Taiwan Strait, emphasizing that during critical national crises, Taiwan compatriots have steadfastly supported their motherland in joint resistance against foreign invaders. Homeland nostalgia no more. I believe most of us are familiar with Mr. Yu Guanzhong's point, nostalgia. Whenever I realize, and at present, nostalgia becomes a shallow strait, me on this side, mainland on the other side. It stirred a side with feeling within me. It indeed appears as a narrow strait, but why is it hard for people to return to the mainland? On January 1st, 1979, the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress issued the message to compatriots in Taiwan. It outlined the fundamental policies of addressing the Taiwan problem for peaceful reunification, paving the way for peaceful development on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. Over the past 4 decades, economy and trade cooperation between Fujian and Taiwan has delivered impressive results. Fujian has become a prominent destination on China's mainland for Taiwanese investors, a central trading hub with Taiwan, a crucial link for Taiwan compatriots traveling to and from the mainland, and a pivotal base for cross-strait communication and exchanges. Since the 1980s, with the approval of the State Council, Fujian has progressively established state-level investment zones for Taiwanese businessmen in Xinling, Haicang, Mawei, Jimei, Quanzhou, and Zhangzhou. These zones has become thriving hubs where neighbors competitive Taiwanese industries have chosen to locate and flourish. Each archival document contains a wealth of historical information, underscoring the historical truth that Fujian and Taiwan shared common ancestral roots and origins. As we delved into these archivals, the enduring bonds uniting Taiwan and the mainland since time immemorial stand as an indisputable fact. The historical memories jointly held by Fujian and Taiwan have lasted without interruption, and they are certain to evolve further as time moves forward. Now, I wish to express a sincere feeling, a warm and wholehearted welcome to our Taiwan compatriots to return home soon.